Banners promoting Britain's upcoming election were paraded down the streets of Kabul last week. Flyers were handed out that told Afghans about the foreign policies of Britain's top party leaders. It's a campaign to inform Afghans about Britain's election, because some of them are going to be voting in it. They will choose the political party they think has the best policy for Afghanistan, and then text or email that choice to a voter in Britain who will cast it for them. Current Prime Minister Gordon Brown has a supporter here.
I have done my selection and I've selected him to give my vote, and before this he has done many things for Afghans.
But so too does his top rival.
I decided to give to Conservative Mr. David Cameron. Why? Because he has a clear policy regarding Afghanistan.
Back in Britain, when voters go to the polls in a general election May 6th, several thousand will cast their ballot for a candidate chosen by a person living in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, or Ghana. May Abdullah helped set up the project. She describes how the voting works.
Anybody in these three countries can text a local number with how they want to vote, and then on election day somebody in the UK will receive that text message and carry out that vote on their behalf.
Give Your Vote was started up last year by a handful of young people from an activist group called Equality.
Liberal Democrat, Labour Party, Conservative Party.
They think everyone in the world should have an equal say in the issues that affect them. Abdullah says Bangladesh, Ghana and Afghanistan were chosen because of the importance for them of Britain's decisions on climate change, agricultural subsidies and war. With a global electorate, says Abdullah, politicians will have to think twice about their policies.
The differences between the parties are symbolic of who those parties represent. As long as they're representing only UK interests, their policies are focused towards the people who will be voting in that election. So it's through expanding that electorate that you're expanding the policies.
One person who will be giving her vote is 23-year-old Fanny James. She says she's not losing out.
It's like a shared vote rather than not my own vote, because it's still me casting a vote in my name. I'm just taking on board someone else's situation.
Fanny James is donating her vote, but what about the rest of Britain? We asked a few Londoners.
I think it is important to use my vote for myself, but I think there's plenty of other people out there that would be more than willing to give their vote away, given I guess how few people voted in the last few elections. I'm sure there's lots of people willing to give a vote away.
No, I wouldn't. I think it's quite important that the people of this country vote for who they want to be in power within our own country.
But vote donor Fanny James says she lives in a world where economies, war and climate work on a global scale, and she thinks politics should too.
Our democracy is completely national, and it's maintained on a really national scale, and it seems like that hasn't kind of evolved with the rest of the world.
Globalized elections, it's bound to raise some eyebrows, but it certainly has some fans in Kabul. Sayla Hennessy for VOA News, London.